How's you going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grandpa's Workshop. So I'm glad you came along again, following this little series about attachments and implements to make your tractor work a little more and a little safer and a little easier for the tractor. So here's some more of the implements that I've either modified, created, or added to my tractor. Hope you like them. Alright, so now that we spoke about the creature comforts, I'm going to talk about the working end of the tractor. When I bought the tractor, I got it with a front end loader. So there's the front end loader. She's not a bad machine. It's about 42 inches wide, I think it is. It's a 2350, so you can check the specs, but I think it's 42 inches wide. And it lifts about 6-7 feet pretty near, straight up. And I think it'll lift 720 pounds, I think is what it's listed for. And it's not a skid steer attach, it's permanently attached on the loader mount. Now, one of the mods I made to my loader, this little gizmo on here, this little piece of angle, that was meant to be a level indicator. So this yellow strip in the face that it's mounted on is level with the bottom of the bucket. So whenever that was level, you knew your bucket was level. In the down position, of course. This is not a self-leveling bucket. So I found that hard to judge whether that was level or not. You could kind of get an idea if it was. But it really wasn't working that great. So what I come up with was, believe it or not, this little gizmo right here. I went to the dollar store and I bought a driveway marker for $1.75. So what I did was I put a little piece of plumber's strap on here, attach it to the bolt that holds the pin in for the front end loader, put a little bend in her and put a Z hook in this little rod, and then up here I just put a little piece of wire and formed a loop in it and attached it to that bolt that holds this pin in, and then I made a little kink in it so that when it's in this position right now, as you see it, when the kink is riding in that wire, then the bottom of the bucket is level with grade when the bucket's lowered. So that seems to work a lot better than that little bracket over there. And just so that I wouldn't poke my eye out, I hung a little flag on there. That's just some tuck tape with some trail tape on it, and that works good. And also, when the loader is in the fully up position and the bucket is fully curled back, this rod doesn't hit the windshield. I made sure of that too. Okay, so that was one of the mods I made. That was a homemade, believe it or not. That's homemade. Hard to tell, even from looking at it. It looks like it came right from the factory. But anyways, another thing I did was, everybody's talking about bolt-on hooks. Well, I went on different sites looking for bolt-on hooks, and I don't want to mention any of them by name, but to me they were way, way, way overpriced. Because I think these hooks, I think they were $3.50 each. I got them at Princess Auto on special. I went to a metal fabricating shop and had some pieces of, I think that's 1/4 inch plate, 4x4. I cut 4 of them because if you look inside here, I backed them up inside the bucket just to make sure that I wouldn't bend anything. And then, now I'm no welder, but I welded these hooks on. So I wouldn't say they lift, like they're not certified to lift anything, but they're good for hooking on logs and stuff like that, and that's what all I do with them. So I put one on each side, and I put them right opposite the piston because I think that's where the bucket has its most pulling power. So that was another mod I made, those 2 hooks. Another thing, since well, I bought my tractor to plow snow, but then since I had it, the bucket came in pretty handy. And I was moving logs around one day, and I thought, geez, it would be nice if I could hook them up with forks or something. So I got a piece of tractor grader blade, took it to a buddy at the garage with a acetylene torch, because I don't have any, and he cut these forks out for me. Just like that. And then I set them in the bucket. I had to drill a couple of holes here and here, so I just bolt those in. So now they're perfect. They'll go down, they'll dig into ground for helping me root out things. They work good that way. They slide in under logs nice, and I curl the bucket back and the log sits right in here, and it works good. When I pick my logs up, I do worry, depending on the size of the log, that it might roll right up, and if it ever to come over there, that would be a catastrophe. And also because my bucket is not a self-leveling bucket, when I raise it up, the angle increases the higher I raise it, so more tendency for the log to roll off the bucket. But as long as you're careful, I can hold the bucket, cradle it right here in this part, and it works good. Another machine working tool I made was this beauty right here, a carryall for the back of the tractor. And now this carryall cost me, now I'm not lying here when I tell you this, it cost me about 15 welding rods, whatever that amounts to, because 90% of what's in this carryall is the angle iron from that crate that the box blade came in, and the rest of it is old bed rails. So, like, I got the steel for nothing. Underneath it, let me see if I can show you. Oh, if I can get this off my hand, and I'm not sure if you can see that. But down under there, that's a 2" by 1" angle. That's a bed rail on that side, and they just go through and hook on with these uprights, and then that's the main I put a cross member right here so I could hook my top link to it, and that's the main part of the carryall. The rest is just, well, 1.5 to 1" angle to form the box. And then this is just old hemlock that I had kicking around the barn and whatnot, so I bored her in with hemlock. Now I also have a gate that I put in here, slide it in those channels, and the gate is just aspenite, and it comes up 2 feet high, so I could you know, actually put stuff in there and carry it, it wouldn't fall out. But mainly what I use this carryall for is for lugging wood around, and it works great. This is a snowblower, 52" Meteor made by Walco. This is a beast of a snowblower. I must say, this is I had a front mount snowblower in my tractor, and if you have an afternoon sometime, give me a call. I'll tell you all about that front mounted snowblower. It was poison, I'm telling you. It wasn't worth getting mad at. Anyhow, make a long story short, I ended up with the back snowblower. The only thing I don't like about the back snowblower is you have to turn around to see where the heck you're going, and that gets hard in the neck for an old fella. But this thing will blow snow like you will not believe. And although I have it covered in this bag right now, just a cheap winch motor through the reduction gear connected to that shaft. So that plugs into the back, the 12-volt supply in the back of the tractor where my winch controller is, and that by way of this auger screw here turns my chute. I still have to manually adjust the angle, the angle that it throws at, but I can turn from left to right, no problem, from within the cab, and that works great. And this does blow a hell of a lot of snow. The other attachment that I have is a 60" blade. Now this blade is referred to as a snow/dozer blade. It's got a reversible scraper bar on it along the bottom. It's wore quite a bit, especially on the tips, so I'll be flipping that maybe for next winter. Not this winter, but maybe next winter. It's referred to as a Dozer Blade, and here's the reason why. This little flipper flopper thingy right here, you take that pin out, and there's another one that goes on the other side, but it's not there right now, and you drop it down into this lower hole, and then that piece of bracket goes over this post down here, and it keeps the blade from dumping if you hit anything solid. As you see, we have springs on here, here and here, and when this bracket is in that position, then the blade can tip when you hit a rock. That's when you're plowing snow. But you set it down on both sides, hooks on these brackets right there, and that keeps it upright so that it won't tip when you're plowing snow. or plowing gravel and earth and whatnot. So that's why they call it a Dozer Blade slash snow blade. Okay, it came with a hydraulic quick attach. This piece of gear right here, again, it's very hard to see here because it's dark. I apologize for that, folks, but that hangs on the front bumper of the tractor, and it has a cylinder here, hydraulic cylinder, for lifting and lowering, and you pipe that into the joystick for your loader, because you take your loader off to put this on. Now, another mod I made to this was I added an angle cylinder, because it didn't come with an angle cylinder. This cylinder goes in, the mounts were there for it, just no cylinder. So I added that cylinder with some pipe and some hoses. No pipe, just hoses, and that goes to the curl dump ports on the joystick. So I raise and lower, and then I can angle it from side to side. So that's a pretty handy mod to have done to this as well. So we'll start with the box blade. Princess Auto had box blades on special one time, so I bought one. Thought, what the heck. So this box blade is probably 4 years old, and I had to replace the points on it, on the Scarfires. Right down here, you'll see that point right there. The other ones were wore out, so I found a supplier over by Truro, and I got 5 of them. Actually, I got 6 of them, but I only needed 5. And the good thing about a back blade, it has a nice blade here on the front side of it, and it's reversible. But as you know about back blades, wait till I get in here, you can also push with them. So there's the blade on the back, and that blade is also reversible. This is a 60-inch box blade, which works perfect with my little tractor, because my tractor is just about 48 inches wide. Alright, here's a landscape rake. I just got this summer, and in fact I've made a video about this, and that'll be, if it's not on my channel yet, it will be soon. And this landscape rake works really nice. I like it. I haven't used it a lot yet, but it's going to make a big difference in the driveway. Whereas this landscape rake, it's more gentle on the driveway, and it's good at raking and getting rid of weeds and things like that. I just want to show you in the cab here, I have a winch controller, and I have that winch controller wired to go out to the back here. But I have a 12-volt supply, plus a reversible 12-volt supply, because it's the supply coming from the winch controller inside there. And I use that winch to turn the chute on my snowblower. So folks, that's about it. You're never finished putting implements on your tractor or modification to your tractor. I don't think you should ever be finished anyways. It's like the guy says, there's no such thing as too many implements. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and if you would, I'd ask to put some comments down below. Let me know about your tractor, what kind of tractor you have, whether you like red tractors or some other color, and what you think of these modifications, creature comfort, and implement mods that you've seen here in these videos. Thanks for watching. Talk to you.